Jeff, how you doing?
I'm feeling okay. I am self-isolated in my loft in Detroit. I'm comfortable with the resources I have to spend some time alone, and I've got good friends who are connecting with me on social media and in other ways.
How has your day-to-day changed?
So I do employment law. So there's been an uptick in people who've been terminated and are faced with separation agreements, and they want to consult with an attorney. And we're doing all of that virtually, and clients seem comfortable with that, and they appreciate it.
Yeah. What are you worried about? Personally, professionally?
I'm not worried about anything professionally. I'm not really worried for myself. When I worry, I worry as a parent. My son, who is 32, is an emergency room nurse in Tallahassee, Florida. And so I'm keenly aware of the work he does, of the risk that he assumes that's just part of his job. I'm very worried about the additional risk that he's assuming, and that all healthcare workers are assuming, as they face the wave of cases that are coming at them, and the shortages of personal protective equipment to keep them safe, and the shortages of equipment so that they can give the best care possible to their patients. That's on my mind frequently.
And how's your son doing?
My son's doing very well. We talk every morning when he leaves the hospital. He gives me a call, and um, I'm a tail end boomer, and he's an elder millennial, if we're going to put labels on it. And I think one of the things that we did as a generation that maybe we did right was raise some really compassionate people. And so he's calm. He knows his skills. He understands the medicine. His hospital had its first fatality from the coronavirus 2 nights ago. It was a young healthcare worker, a woman in her 40s.
Oh, wow.
And it was clear that it had affected everyone on his unit, and that it had affected him. But he's still there, and he's still caring. I'm concerned about what happens if they run out of masks and they run out of gowns, and how do they keep hospitals staffed for the whole population. And he was worried about that too. But as a parent, I worry about him getting sick,
Right.
or him getting his family sick, my grandchildren. Uh, he's not as worried about that. He's worried about his patients. He's worried that if the precautions they need to take can't be followed, that he will be infecting people while caring for them, that the environment will not be what it needs to be. And that's just who he is. And so I try to set my worry aside, and just have confidence in his intelligence and his skills and his courage. And I choose to be inspired by him rather than afraid for him. But that's my daily challenge. The other change that I hope will come of this, and I don't see anybody writing or talking about it now, is basically this: the mistrust of science, the willingness of our leaders to ignore problems and kick them down the road. All of that's happening here, but all of this to me looks like what we're doing with global warming.
Right.
We may come out of this with the potential to learn a lesson about re-engaging our trust in science, re-engaging our need to take care of problems, even though they're not right on our doorstep right now,
Mhm.
and understand that some problems really are the world's problems to solve. And maybe we can be a little less parochial and a little more forward acting, and a little more trusting of experts and our leaders and of our own goodwill. And if that comes out of this, that would be a great benefit. I will be very sad if it costs millions of lives to gain that benefit. But for the 99% of us who would be surviving in that circumstance, I hope we're able to embrace that change.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. Do you have any little pieces of wisdom you'd like to impart before we get off here?
Well, I love this project that you're doing. I'm a big believer in the power of storytelling. These moments connect us, and we are fighting isolation, and we will need to find ways to heal from that. And I think your storytelling is doing that. So thank you.